Hi there guys, and welcome back. Thanks for joining me once again for another workout video I'm going to be putting together now. Recently I did a poll to ask the sort of videos that you wanted to see from me, and the one that came out on top was more how-to videos. So last time, you may remember, I put together a video about how to use the Prowler sled, a really great bit of kit that's so versatile in so many ways, gives you total body workouts for power, strength, cardio, etc. And so today what I've done is I've chosen the Tyre. Now the Tyre is an incredibly simple bit of kit, obviously, but there's so many ways in which you can use the Tyre to affect all sorts of different energy systems, whether it be to do with building up your strength, your overall strength endurance, your power, all sorts of things. So I'm going to be showing you a variety of different ways in which you can use the Tyre today, as I said, it's a really useful and versatile piece of kit and very simple. A lot of people ask me though, where do you get your Tyre from, Mark? Well, the simple answer to that was I went down to a local garage. Believe it or not, many garages will hold older tyres of this size, often off large lorries or farm vehicles or road digging equipment. Even go to your local farmer. They've often got spare tyres which they're looking to get rid of off tractors, etc. And what did this cost me? Basically nothing, because they're just looking for you to take it away rather than for them to have to go and scrap it. So I suggest that you start there if you're looking for a tyre. Although many of you may well have tyres at your local gym and seen various people use them in certain ways. And after this video, hopefully you'll have a better idea of how to use a tyre really effectively. Now I've chosen the exercises to demonstrate the versatility of this bit of kit, and these are exercises which I will use when I'm working out with a tyre. There are, believe me, there are many more. So, you know, it really is only limited by your imagination. With that said, I'll just say I really appreciate you watching this video, and I'd appreciate it even more if you haven't already subscribed, if you would do that and maybe share the video around as well, because it's through guys like yours that encourage me to keep making these videos. So with that said, let's get on to the video. Okay. Right, so the first exercise that I'm going to demonstrate is the one that you've probably seen the tyre being used with the most, and that's using a sledgehammer to hit the tyre with. Now, the size of sledgehammer you use depends on a lot of factors, whether you're looking to develop power, strength, cardio, etc. I would suggest that you go light to start with. So typically I've got a range of sledgehammers here. I've got a 7-pounder, which is really good for really fast work, for developing punching power, fast hands, fast arms. I've got a 10-pound post hammer here, which is a really good hammer to use because it's got a really flat surface and it makes great contact with the tyre, and you can tell whether you're hitting it correctly or not, and I'll explain that more as I get into that. Then I've got a 14-pound sled hammer here, which is really somewhere in between developing that power and strength. You're going to be slowed down in what you can do, but you're going to have to use more force to do it. And then for those heavy strength days, got Thor's hammer here, a 20-pounder, and this really will test your strength, and is quite a hefty beast to wield. What I'm going to do today, I'm going to be using the post hammer because it gives a really effective sound when you make good contact, and it's the easiest to use in many ways. So when you start off using a sledgehammer, typically people are not quite sure where to use their hands. Oh, and by the way, I'm using gloves today. That's just to demonstrate that it makes the sliding of the hands across the hammer much easier and stops you getting blisters, especially in the heat that I've got here. So as far as the hand position is concerned, when you're starting off, if you're hitting from the right hand side, my right hand side, place your right hand right at the top of the sled hammer, where the sled hammer head is. Have your left hand, your other hand, at the bottom of the handle. And then it is a simple movement round the back and then over the top. And as you come over the top, slide your hand down and make contact. as the hammer bounces off the tyre, bring the hand back up to the top. So you bring the hand down, back up to the top, down, back up to the top, down, back up to the top. I'll demonstrate that from the side so you've got a better view of it from the side. So we'll start off with the hand at the top by the head, left foot forward in this instance, swing the hammer round, back down, as it bounces off, catch it back up to the top, back down, up to the top, back down, up to the top, back down, up to the top. Great. So what I suggest you do is you program that in to some sort of interval basis, maybe 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, or you could do a 2-to-1, maybe 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off. You can vary the interval depending on what you're trying to achieve. You could do EMOMs every minute on the minute, and this applies to any of the exercises that we do here. All right, now that's hitting it from one side with the left foot forward. And what if you want to change sides? Well, that's where I find having a stance where both feet are parallel much easier, because what you're able to do then is hit down. As it bounces off, this hand slides down and the other hand catches. You're then able to bring it round the other way, catch, down, catch, down, catch the other hand, down, catch the left, down, catch the right. Show that from the side. Again, feet parallel, right hand at the top, left hand at the bottom, down. As it bounces up, right hand comes down, left hand comes to pick up the top, down, right hand to the top, down, left hand to the top, down, right hand to the top, down, left hand to the top. Okay. Now when you're working out with a sledgehammer on a tyre, make sure you utilise the whole body to deliver the strike. It's no good just using the top of your body without bringing your legs into play, because you're not going to create the power that your potential can deliver. So when you do go to deliver the strike, make sure you bring the legs into it by squatting down. And I'll show that from the side so you can see that action. So rather than just standing upright and delivering with maybe a quarter of the power that you're capable of, utilise the legs to bring it down. Bang! Create a lot more power, and then you're also using your core. You feel your abs contracting at the same time. Whew. So now on to the next tyre exercise, the classic tyre flip. Just make sure when you're doing the tyre flip that you get your body as close to the tyre as possible when you're flipping it. If you don't do that, you can create back issues. So for example, if you're standing too far away, your feet are too far away from the tyre, you lean over, you try and pick it up, you're going to create a bend in the back, and as you lift it up, that's going to create strain there and potentially injure you. So make sure when you do flip the tyre, you get as close to the tyre as possible, so you're lifting through as much through the body. Okay, bend down, find the grip point, and then lift up with your legs first of all, so they go to full extension, and then at that point your arms come into play and you flip it over. Just to demonstrate that from the front. Again, get your feet as close as possible, bend down, engage your legs so you're tight there. It's just like a deadlift. So use your legs first of all to fully extend out, and then when at the top position, you bring the arms into play. So up and then push over. So putting that all into play, going to flip it forward a couple of times forward and a couple of times back. You can keep repeating that back and forward. In reality, you're going to have more room, so you'll be able to flip it maybe 5 or 10 times even, up and down. And again, sort of you can use intervals, you can use various times to vary the intensity depending on what you're trying to achieve, or even fit it into a circuit of some sort with no rest in between. So here goes. Right, down, up and push. feet close to the tyre, up, push, come round, down, up and push, up, extend out and push. So another great exercise that you can utilise the tyre for is the classic deadlift. Just make sure that when you are picking the tyre up, that you, in a deadlift fashion, that you make sure that your hands are placed centrally. If they're not, the tyre is going to wobble forward or back, which is going to cause the lift to be awkward and may put strain on your back again. So I'll demonstrate from the side. Classic deadlift, bend your knees slightly, bend down, backside out, find the weight in the heels, looking slightly forward, neutral head, then lift through the heels and back down. Backside in, backside down, out. Lift through the heels and back down. And again. Now, the weight of this isn't easily altered, so that there is possibility to put things inside the tyre to vary that weight, but in essence that can cause instability in itself and can be awkward when you're trying to swap between moves, so you want to flip the next time. So what I'd suggest that you find a tyre that's of a reasonable weight for you to use for all sorts of moves. I've chosen this tyre, it's about 80 kilograms, and for the sort of thing that I want to do, that's just about perfect. Okay, if you've got any questions about any of these moves, just put them down in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer them for you. Thank you. So on to the next move, and now that you've got the deadlift under your belt, so to speak, you're all set up for the farmer's walk. That's lifting the tyre and walking with it. Again, set yourself up so that your hands are central, get into that deadlift position, lift through the heels. Now from this point on, you're going to be walking forward. Make sure you're nice and upright. Body's nice and upright, okay? And then to turn, utilise your core to spin it round, come back down, keep going, keeping upright, spin the other way, and you can keep this going, up and down, till what your grip maybe gives out. Fantastic all-round total body exercise, the farmer's walk. Just doing this will be a workout in its own. And so on to our next exercise, the tyre pull. Now if you've got a sledgehammer, I think this makes it considerably easier to do the pull, although it's still a very difficult exercise. I think ranking on all the tyre exercises, it's one of the most difficult. But if you don't have a sledgehammer, it's equally possible. Also important about this particular move is the surface that you do it on. If you're going to be doing it on grass, make sure you cut the grass, all right, so it's pretty short. Otherwise you're going to find it impossible to pull this thing. I recently mowed the lawn for this specific purpose. Now the setup of the pull, I'll do it from the side. Hook the sledgehammer inside. I'll show you without the sledgehammer, by the way, just after this. Hook the sledgehammer inside, bend down and pull. Bend down, pull towards you. Then from the other side, bend down and pull. Bend down, utilize the legs to pull. That's it. You can see how tough that is. I'm trying to slow it down, which makes it a little bit more difficult. Okay. Again, if you don't have a sledgehammer, it's still possible to do this move. You just have to be a little bit stronger. So again, grip the inside of the tyre rim, bend down and pull, bend down and pull. Here we go again, bend down and pull, sweat back and pull, and pull. You can see from that it was considerably easier using the sledgehammer to pull it. So if you are going to be pulling it, as I said, on grass, make sure it's really short. Now what you saw me do there in the demonstrations was more of a two-footed approach. So I was using both legs to pull the tyre back. So it's more of a jump back, pull, jump back, pull. But you can run the tyre backwards. I'll demonstrate. Hook the sledgehammer into the tyre and then 1, 2, alternate legs, pulling it back. And again for speed work, this is probably the right solution. So again, down low and pull through. Really is a great workout. Absolutely. Oh, totally knackering. So there you go, guys. For me, those are the 4 most effective Tyre exercises that I utilize in all my functional workouts and when I'm looking to push myself across all my energy systems. For me, they give the best bang for buck. That's not to say you can't utilize the Tyre for other exercises. I'm just saying that if it wasn't for that fact that it was a Tyre, I wouldn't be able to do those other exercises. Whereas the other exercises that I'll just give you quick demos over now, you could use other bits of equipment to do that. So what are the sorts of things I'm talking about? Well, you could use it for all sorts of jumping purposes. So jumping in and out, and then utilizing the walls or the squishiness of the walls to test your balance. So simple star jumps in and out, in and out. Again, you could do that from the side, jumping up 2 foot, up to the top, balance down, up to the top, balance down, stepping on and off. 1, 2, 3, basically testing your cardio. You could then utilize an object such as a kettlebell to bring it through to the center, drop it down, stand on the sides of the walls like that, and then you can do a sumo squat, get even lower than you could if the ground was there. So bend down, deadlift through, up and down and down, and utilizing it in that sort of fashion. You'd also get a bag and add to weight on the jumps that you just did. So holding it appropriately and jumping up onto the outside of the wall and back down and up and down. Again, you're only limited by your imagination. So there you have it, folks. Once again, I really appreciate you subscribing and supporting me through this channel. If you haven't already done so, please feel free to hit that subscribe button there. It's through guys like you that I continue to be encouraged and motivated to push this content out. And if you've got any questions about any of the programming or anything that I've talked about today, just feel free in the comments. More comments the better. I love getting those comments. All right, all criticisms and all critiques I take on board, never take it personally. So once again, thank you guys. Stay tough, stay strong, stay safe. I'll see you next time. Bye.